Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Eric Oren.
Happy Tuesday, folks. Now, conditions this morning appear to be very, very cold again. We're seeing very cold temperatures in the single digits, and of course, with any wind, we're getting to wind chill values below zero. Let's take a look at road conditions locally. Now, fog and freezing fog, less of a concern here this morning. You can see potentially a little bit of limited visibility there in Madras, and possibly a bit in Prineville, although we're looking much clearer this morning here in Bend than we were yesterday this time of morning. Although temperatures this cold, if any fog is out there in a patchy way, it's going to be freezing fog, which can definitely freeze upon contact with any elevated surfaces, windshield, patios, elevated roadways, and of course cause accumulations of ice. We expect very slick roads out there this morning as we take a look at conditions in Redmond. You can see snow on the road and very cold temperatures there, so we're expecting ice as well. So very, very slippery out there on your morning commutes. Please do take care. Look at visibility right now in the area, a little better than we were yesterday morning, as I mentioned to you. A couple pockets of limited visibility, but generally speaking, we are expecting to stay a little bit on the better side of that spectrum. Now, current temperatures are cold. As I mentioned, we're in the single digits across the high desert, and as we look at our current wind here, we don't need much at all when temperatures are close to zero for wind chill values to be well below zero, and we're expecting wind chill values of around -5 this morning already. I wanted to show you a winter weather advisory that's going into place at 4 p.m. today, and it's lasting until 4 p.m. Wednesday. It's also going to last until 10 p.m. along the east slopes of the Cascades. Now, in the Cascades, it's due to potential snow accumulations of 5 to 10 inches and winds up to 55 miles an hour. And in the lower elevations, it's going to be a little less snow and winds around 35 miles an hour. However, we are expecting, generally speaking, a possibility of an icy glaze as mixed precipitation brings snow, rain, and freezing rain. And of course, when the ground is frozen, this freezing rain, or even if it looks like rain, as soon as it lands and makes contact with frozen surfaces, it's going to turn to ice and create possible icy glaze, which can cause tree limbs to fall and power outages, all things of that nature. Very dangerous conditions. So, a very cold morning this morning, as I mentioned to you. This afternoon, we're going to see a wintry mix coming our way with possible icy glaze, so please do be careful out there. Here's a look at the satellite and radar. You can kind of see that weather making its way towards us, but right now we're looking clear, and we should stay that way until a little later on today. Now, let's look at your future track and see when we expect to see some of this activity. Here's a look at 1 o'clock. That pink color is a potential mix of rain and snow and potentially freezing rain. And there's also going to be some rain, and the blue there is snow. So again, we're getting quite a bit of a mix here. Throughout the afternoon, slightly more concentration here over Central Oregon before things cool off a little bit. And then into the evening around 11 o'clock, another concentration, another wave of moisture making its way into the area and staying with us until the early morning. So we are expecting a little bit more weather over the next 36 hours here. Now here's a look at future winds today, 5 to 15 miles an hour until later on tonight. And it's looking at 11 o'clock here. You can see getting closer to around 20 miles an hour of wind. And they're going to be out of the south and southwest for the most part, but generally speaking, slightly more active late tonight and going into the early morning hours. And you can see in the mountains they're indicated in orange and red. Those are where winds are exceeding 50 miles an hour in some cases. So fairly gusty conditions up there as we look at your highs for the day. We are a little bit warmer than yesterday. We are cold this morning, but we're going to warm up just a hair. We're looking at the 20s and 30s here on the high desert, 32 degrees in Bend. If we even get there, maybe a little cooler than that. Also wanted to quickly show you your lows tonight. A couple degrees warmer here as well in the teens, 20s, and even 30s as we round the corner and take a look at your 7-day forecast. We do see mixed precipitation in the forecast here with us. It's going to turn to mostly rain most likely later this week as temperatures warm up just a little bit. And then as we get on through the rest of the week here, maybe a little bit of a break on Friday, but a pretty strong chance of mixed precipitation staying with us on throughout the rest of the week. And those overnight lows staying pretty solidly in the 30s there, generally speaking, even through the rest of the weekend. That's been a look at your local alert weather.